America turns the big 250 next year, and students are getting the ultimate birthday perk. A chance to win behind the scenes trips to the nation's most iconic landmarks. Well, let's welcome back Rosie Rios, Chair of America 250, which is holding its America's Field Trip contest for students all across the country. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you so much for having me. Always great to be back in Charleston.
You know what? What a wonderful experience for students. We had the pleasure of interviewing a young first place winner that we can claim as our own right here in South Carolina. And it made such an indelible impact on him to visit Yellowstone Park. I want you to just tell people, why this field trip is so very important.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. So America's Field Trip, this national student competition for grades 3 through 12, we get to answer the question, what does America mean to me? And in exchange, they get to choose from these backstage experiences, most of which have never been offered to the public. And as you mentioned, for a lot of these kids, it is such a memorable milestone that they'll remember forever. For many of these kids, the first time on a plane, first time out of their state, first time on a family vacation. And the best part about it is when you talk to these kids and you meet their parents, like the excitement, like, oh my gosh, they were selected. And so that validation is really great, but it's also to experience these field trips with them. I mean, I wish this was around when I was a kid, and to
Yeah.
know that this is going to stay with them forever, for generations to come, is exactly the type of inspiration we want to give to this next generation of leadership.
Absolutely. Is this year's theme going to be different from last year's?
Well, we have new field trips, that's for sure. So, of course,
Oh,
we still have Charleston on the map. We
wonderful.
have Patriots Point, we have the African American Museum, we have the aquarium, but we have some new field trips as well this year that kids get to choose from. Everything from a behind the scenes tour of the White House with the National
Wow.
Archives. We have a tour of the Coca-Cola headquarters. They've been a great partner of ours along the way. We have ready for this, a sleepover at the National Museum of American History. I am talking about the ruby slippers. So I am signed up for that one. I'm probably going to choose a few more, but I am probably just one of these kids that's just so delighted to be part of this.
Absolutely. What a wonderful and fantastic, eye-opening, horizon expanding experience for these kids. And what are the age ranges and who can apply for this, who can put their hat into the ring for this contest?
So it's grades 3 through 12. So it's elementary, middle, and high school. And the deadline is March 20th, and the field trips take place next summer. And so again, this is just such a great opportunity for parents, for teachers, for kids to come together, really think about 2026 as a way to kind of be reflective about our history, but
Mhm.
also, again, this is as much about the future. And so for a lot of these kids, maybe it's really visualizing their future for the very first time.
Absolutely. And so does this have an essay and an art component? Because I know that students, they can choose their medium in which to apply for the contest. So with the winner that we had interviewed, he wrote a fantastic essay, which obviously won him first place. But other kids, they can use maybe their artistry, if they have that skill or that talent, that they can use that to express
Absolutely.
themselves.
It is breathtaking to see what kids submit, whether it
Yeah.
is a poem, whether it is, well, I mean, a lot of these are masterpieces. It could be a rendering. It could be, I mean, some of these, my gosh, if you go to our headquarters, we have a lot of these framed on our walls. It
Yeah.
really is something to see. And more than anything, out of the mouths of babes, to see from their perspective what this great country means to them. Maybe it was their parents who came over. Maybe, again, as they talk about their patriotism, their love of this country, it's just kind of a great reminder about who we are and why we have the freedoms that we have today.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that last year's theme is what America means to me. And so this gives everyone an opportunity to maybe come back to understanding, why this country is so wonderful, why it is so unique compared to other countries around the world, and how we've become so blessed, so lucky to live here. How can parents and teachers encourage their kids to apply and to try their hand at this contest?
Well, we think now is a really good time to start these conversations. We have a holiday break coming around the corner for these kids to be able to take that time to sit down with their teacher or with their parents and really, again, think about what all this means to them, think about how they want to express themselves through this contest. And hopefully we will get representation from all 56 parts of our country before the end of the year. So that's 50 states, DC, and the 5 territories. We are already up to 40 of the 50 states. We also have DC and Puerto Rico represented. So to kick off 2026 from sea to shining sea, that is absolutely one of our goals.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, for anybody who is interested in applying, where do they go to find out application information and the deadline information as well?
You can go to our website at america250.org/field trips. And again, the deadline is March 20th. The field trips will take place next summer, but we are just so thrilled to do this for the very third time. And who
Yeah.
knows, maybe there'll be a fourth and a fifth. So the party continues, and we are just honored and privileged to serve our country in this way.
And Rosie, before we let you go, America 250 Foundation, if you can just give our audience a brief overview as to what this foundation is all about.
Yeah, so america250.org is the 501c3 part of our commission that allows us to do the programming and to put together all these creative ideas on behalf of this congressional commission. We are all partisan, bipartisan, nonpartisan, and our goal is 350 for 250, engaging all 350 million Americans in this journey.
That's wonderful. Rosie, thank you again for joining us, and good luck to all the students out there. Can't wait to see who wins right here in South Carolina. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back after this.